strong, so it makes sense to use the legs when you have a chance. Now, if your opponent is standing sideways, you may have to use some kicks to get around corners. For example, like with a round kick, or a front round kick off the front leg. It's a variation of a full round kick. It's not as strong, but it's much faster and safer to do, since you don't have to turn your body towards your opponent as you do it. A variation of that is a double front round kick, kicking low, then high. Okay. Switch places here. Right foot forward. Okay. Kicking to the stomach to get his arms down to open up the head for a second shot. Another type kick, spinning hook kick. Okay. Is one of the strongest kicks in karate if you can aim it. Quite often when a person does turn around, stop, to aim it, he slows down and has to readjust his aim. If somebody has good aim with the body turning, with the heel, the strongest striking surface in sport karate used, this can be the strongest kick in karate. It's the mark of a good artist to score with. A variation of that is a front heel kick. Okay. Aim, for example, at the back of the head. We can use a front heel kick and a front round kick in combination. The first kick to knock his head down, the second one to straighten it back up. Okay? You can use these kicks in combination, such as a front round kick and a spinning hook kick. Okay. 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 Gene, hand me the bag. The bag. Okay. Another tight kick, a jump spinning back kick. Wait a minute. The body jump through the air and spinning. If you can aim this, that's a very strong type of kick, yes. Okay. And a spinning jump crescent kick. Thank you. I might say that in America, most people prefer to box or wrestle. Kicking is sometimes considered dirty fighting. Well, karate is a sport. First, it was a method of self-defense. In a real fight, when somebody's attacking you, if there are 2 or 3 people jumping you, if somebody started a fight with you, there's no referee, and the fight isn't done under Marquis of Queensberry rules. Again, the legs are longer and stronger. You have an element of surprise. It makes sense to use them when you can. However, karate isn't all just with feet either. While the legs are longer and stronger, the hands are generally faster and better balanced, since you've been using your hands all your life. A good karate person should have both hands and feet. Okay, right side forward. One karate motion, for example, is called a back fist. It's kind of the karate equivalent of a left jab. From here, fold back, hand strike straight out with the back of the hand. You can either use this to score with, or you can use it to set him up for another move. For example, either get his arm up or make him raise his arm so you can punch to the body. Or you can take another direction, strike in, guard his arm down, aim with what's called a ridge hand to the back of the head. Either punch or in like this, switch. Or you could add a third move, back fist in, ridge hand from here, and if he blocks the ridge hand, third move is a straight punch to the body or head from here. Sometimes you go back just to the back fist alone to keep him on his toes. You never throw a move as a fake. Each move is thrown to score. Again, here, or other hand staying here to block. Another move of spinning back fist. Also, you'd lead off with a regular back fist. One, body turning. This is about the strongest thing you can hit somebody with. Okay. Okay. I'm going to show some one-step sparring with Steve Klein and Eric Hale. practices counterattacking. It is set up. We'll show you some spontaneous sparring later. Thank you. Now George Forder from Hazelwood Central High School and Jason Violette from Hazelwood Junior High School are going to demonstrate a simulated self-defense routine consisting of strikes, kicks, and throws as they might be used in a real fight. Okay, thank you. I said a while ago that karate was mainly kicking and striking. However, there are going to be some situations when your opponent does get too close to you and manages to get hold of you. In that case, you usually have to know some tricks of leverage and how to get out of it. For example, if somebody grabbed you in a headlock, there'd be one of several ways to get out of it. One of the easiest, you'd reach over the shoulder closest to you. With one finger alone, with the right leverage, one finger can be stronger than his whole body. You push straight up and straight back. Concentrate on getting him to arch his back. Again, under the nose, straight up and straight back. When you bring him down, finish him off. Don't ever assume just because an opponent is on the ground that he's helpless. This isn't boxing, and you don't wait to a 10 count in a real fight to see if he's really down or not. It's actually safer than just one finger would be the whole hand. Reach under with the side of the hand, from here. However, if a guy is sufficiently big and strong, and if he's a wrestler who knows how to throw his weight forward, sometimes he can neutralize the leverage here. You'd have to do something else. But there's one last escape move that always works. You reach up by the hair, and down. If your opponent, for example, should get you in a full Nelson, from here. Now, again, you can struggle around here forever, and he's very strong. You're not going to get out of it. But you have to find part of his body that isn't so strong. Reach up and grab any finger, thumb, find something narrow, and pull down, and he'll come, finish him off. Once in a while, you will find somebody with such a good grip that his fingers almost seem to dig back into his hands. In this case, you've got to create a diversion. Make him think about something else, then down. Same thing, back again. Another situation, if he grabs you in a stranglehold, two hands from the rear, if he's choking you, circle over with one hand, pin down both of his hands. He had you, you've got him. While he's thinking about that, take one fist into his exposed ribs, yank the hair back, open the throat, elbow to the throat or the jaw. Again, your hand circles completely over his, ties him up, punching from here, pulling him back, and elbow strike. Another type of rear choke is one of the most dangerous situations you can be in. For example, if somebody grabbed you from back like this, you're off balance, you can't see him, you're being strangled, you can be knocked unconscious quickly with this, you've got to break it in an awful hurry. There's a couple of ways from there that you can do it. Strangle me. Your hip. Wait, turn this way. Okay. You're going to flip, first of all, flip your hips into a headlock position. One hand on his wrist, other hand inside his elbow. Press down just a bit, enough to extricate your head, and then you've got him in a hammerlock. Okay. In case an opponent would grab you from a front stranglehold from here, you grab him on the elbows, thrust your knee in, pivot to the left, pinning his arms down at the same time, leaving his head free for an elbow smash from here. Okay, these are some of the moves you could use to escape if somebody's grabbed you. We'd like to show you now some karate free sparring or free fighting, more spontaneous fighting. In regular karate or classic karate, the fighting is light contact. It's scored more like fencing than boxing. You are not trying to knock your opponent out. You just sting them to the head, the sides of the head, the back of the head, or the ribs, chest, or stomach with kicks and punches. There is a full contact karate or kickboxing in which you do try to knock your opponent out, similar to boxing rules. The head of our schools, Robert Biggs, the head of Black Belt Karate Association, has been the #1 contender for the World Championship in full contact karate. Nevertheless, most of the participants do regular light contact karate. Only a few adults, almost all of them black belts and brown belts, do the type of full contact fighting that you've seen on cable TV from time to time. Okay, our first match we'd like to show you would be Scott Musel and Marty Hale. Okay. The opponents begin their match with a bow, equivalent to the handshake in the United States. Okay. Marty's a student at Cross Keys Junior High School. Scott's a student at Hazelwood Central. In full contact karate, one comment has been made about it that it's mostly with the hands, and where do the feet come in? The reason for that, boxing in itself requires enough stamina that it's hard to keep going for so many rounds. Break, back up. In full contact karate, when you have to keep going for about 9 rounds, it's hard to get your feet up there when somebody's been hitting you in the stomach for that many rounds. Light contact karate, regular karate, there's far more kicking. Points are scored to the head, the ribs, the chest, and the stomach. Elbows, knees are not allowed. Side of hand, fist, instep or heel, striking surfaces. Okay, break. Okay. Bow to each other. Sit down. Next match will be Steve Klein and Eric Hale. Bow. Okay. Order of belts, by the way, is white, yellow, orange, green, blue, and brown. Steve's the blue belt. Eric is the green belt. On the whole, it takes about 2 months to get yellow belt, about 4 to 6 months, about 4 months to get orange belt, about 6, 7, or 8 months to get green belt. Break. Okay, about a year to get blue belt, about a year and a half to get brown belt. All these times are estimates. It depends on the person, depends on their natural aptitude, and depends far more on how much work they put into it. Break, break. Okay. Continue. Break. Karate fighting does continue on the floor for a couple of seconds, by the way. You're allowed to kick from the floor or to strike an opponent on the floor. Break. Okay. One more clash. Break! Okay, bow to each other. Next match, we're going to have Marty Hale fight Warren Trompy and Robert Youngblood. Okay, Marty, the brown belt, a 7th grader at Cross Keys Junior High School. Warren Trompy and Robert Youngblood, the orange belts, are students at Hazelwood West Junior High School. Now, one advantage karate has as a method of training for self-defense is that in other combat arts, whether American or Oriental, the fighters or competitors go one-on-one. Boxers fight one boxer at a time. Wrestlers wrestle one wrestler at a time. Judokas go with one judo opponent at a time. In karate, they do train for 2-on-1 or 3-on-1, especially on the higher tests, because that's maybe the way it is on the street. They're not going to wait for you one at a time always. Okay, bow to each other. Begin. Go after one. Hey! Okay. Okay. Bow to each other. All right. You okay? Continue. Okay, break. Bow to each other. Warren and Robert stay there. Marty, sit down. And Scott Musel, come in 2-on-1. Scott Musel's in the 9th grade at Hazelwood Central High School. He has won 32 awards, 32 trophies in karate tournaments, and 7 medals, including medals at the 1982 United States AAU Junior Olympic Championships. Okay. Bow. Begin. Break! Okay. Continue. Break! One more clash. Continue. Break! Very good. Okay. Bow. Okay, let's have a change here with Jason Violette coming in with Robert and Chris Meyer. Again, 2-on-1. Jason is in the 8th grade at Hazelwood Junior High School. Both Chris Meyer, Robert Youngblood from Hazelwood West Junior High School. All of them students at Black Belt Karate Association. Bow, begin. Two people don't automatically have an advantage. Since they don't have the same mind, they're not trained necessarily to work as a team. Get out from between. Okay. Break. Okay, just bow to each other. As you can see, we've had several matches now with foam rubber equipment on that they wear for extra safety's sake. Nobody's hurt, nobody bleeding. Karate has a reputation as a violent sport. Actually, however, it's one of the safest of all sports. I've had more people by far hurt in car wrecks coming to and from the school than have ever been hurt in class. Now, because of the fact that it is a light contact sport and you're only trying to tag the guy with the hands or feet, the question arises, how do you know if you have any power? This is what the breaking of cinder blocks, boards, concrete blocks, bricks, and so forth is for. If you can go through several boards, you can go through several ribs. It's not to show you're any kind of Superman, just to make sure you have enough power to knock somebody down if you should have to. And since that's the most spectacular part of karate, the part that people always think about, we'll do several of those breaking demonstrations now. George Forer is going to break 2 boards with a side kick, the first kick that was demonstrated at the beginning of this show. Gene hold, and Eric, come up here.
You have somebody brace their elbows?
Sure. Okay, Jason, Steve, brace their elbows here. Put your right foot forward, Gene. Put your left foot forward. In this kick, you're striking with the heel, the strongest surface used in sport karate. Lock your arms, guys. Only with the heel, and lock your leg through. 2 boards is equivalent to about 2 ribs. Hard, hard. Lock your arms. Brace good. Close your eyes when he says he's going to kick. With the heel. Lock it out. Scream when you do it, George. Scream, scream. Again, hold tight, tight. Scream. Okay, thank you. Steve Klein is going to break with a spinning heel kick from here. Okay. Jason, George, well, I'll do it. Wait a minute. Jason, come on the other side. The spinning heel kick is a very hard kick, frankly, to break with. It's a powerful kick potentially, but the fact that you have to turn your back and spin to do it, sometimes people tend to slow it down to readjust the aim. If you have good aim, it's a very strong kick. And it's the mark of a good karate artist to score with or to break with. Heel, heel only. This side you want. Spin hard.
No, one more try. One more time. Come on, Steve.
Keep him there. Keep him there. A second. Okay. Okay. Another misconception people have about karate is that the breaking is done because of the hardness of the hands. Actually, a positive mental attitude helps more. You have to believe you can break it. You have to visualize yourself breaking it. If you think to yourself, well, I better not hit that too hard or I might hurt my hand. With that attitude, you probably will hurt your hand and it won't break either. You've got to visualize it in your mind shattering. Furthermore, the screaming that people often make fun of in karate helps. When you expel air from your stomach, tightening up your stomach, it gives you additional strength. Karate people, when they scream, are doing this. They're just exaggerating it more than a normal person would. Okay. I said earlier that karate is a sport, but it's different from most sports. Karate is a sport, but it's not a game. It really doesn't matter who wins a basketball or soccer game. But it does matter if you can protect yourself from being seriously harmed. Karate, like swimming, is a sport that can save your life. If the situation is not a life-threatening one, karate can still save your dignity and self-respect. Karate is not primarily a spectator sport. It's not a sport for people who want to sit in an arena drinking beer and getting fat while watching a bunch of strangers play basketball. It's a sport for doers, for participants. It's a sport for those people who, while not wanting to start fights, don't intend to let themselves be pushed around either. By the way, to anybody watching this, these karate techniques should be attempted only by, under the supervision of a qualified instructor.